Good morning, everyone. This is Paul Chima, sales representative with Remax West Realty, Toronto, Canada. So today I wanted to talk about Market Watch in region of Peel, which comprises of Mississauga, Brampton, Caledon. So lately we have been hearing a lot about bad market, about number of sales dropping, about price coming down. But try to understand that those statistics may not apply to region of Peel. So within region of Peel, these three municipalities that I'm going to talk about, so one municipality may not match with other municipality as far as numbers is concerned. So whenever you have to make a decision on whether you should sell your property or whether you should buy a property, your analysis should be based only on the local area you're focusing to buy or sell in. Other than that, it is all fear. And I had attended a meeting, office meeting a few days back, and it was an awesome thing that was discussed. So they said there are lies, there are damn lies, and there are statistics. So the media thrives on negativity. The media thrives on giving you a sensational news that you are looking for. So it could be something related to sex, it could be something related to violence, it could be something related to bad statistics, or highlighting those points which may not affect your decision. But here what comes is you get into a doubtful situation. Should you go for it or should you not go for it? So let's go back to the main topic of discussion, which is real estate. Let's not talk about what we're going to do or what we're not going to do with the media reporting, but I will definitely point out what the media says. So here is the media slide. So you are looking at this slide. This is a little slideshow I have prepared for you guys to understand how the market is going. And this is what media says. Toronto Star, well, all these publications take their data from Real Estate Market Watch, right? So that Market Watch, they interpret in a different ways and different manners. So now the thing here is to understand, do you want that data or you want to have specific data where you want to move in or move out from? So Toronto Star says home prices are steady amid dramatic year-over-year declines, right? So there are two things here which are important to understand, but we're talking about Greater Toronto Area as a whole. It says prices are steady, but let me show you, prices may be on the upward move, right? Depends on the housing category and demand in a particular neighborhood. And Toronto Star also further says the average home or condo sold for 12.4% less over a year in April, with all type of resale houses and condos averaging $804,584 across the region. We are talking Greater Toronto Area, and prices down only 0.2% from March, which is month over month, and 1.6% fewer sales month over month. This is what Toronto Star says. And here it also adds that number of homes that actually sold in April was down 32.1% from last year. And I'm pretty sure this number is going to freak out anyone. This is not a small number. 32.1% less sales means a lot of houses. Okay, so going by this thing that I said before, three kinds of lies, damn lies, and statistics. I was so fascinated by this quote when it was projected on stage by our broker manager Steve Silver at that time. So, and this is so true. Statistics are what you can make up of, how you can support your arguments, right? And this is Globe and Mail. It says while prices are holding up, the pace of sale in the GTA has remained slow. So it is similar to what Toronto Star says, what Toronto Real Estate Board projects. Interpretation is in your hands. So 32% drop, same statistics, 25% decline in new listing over same month last year. So this is interesting because we didn't see this information up there. So now 25% decline in new listing over the last from the last year same month. It is again a huge number. So what is this going to drive is create a fear in the minds of people living in another area, saying that market has gone down by 25%. But anyways, sales in January, for example, were down 24% compared to December on a seasonally adjusted basis. Total sales fell 9% in February compared to January, and sales were down 1.4% in March. So it is showing that sales are coming down, sales are reducing. Number of homes that are selling are going down each month from January, February, March, right? With the major difference from December to January. This is Globe and Mail. How many people can interpret the data right? And Huffington Post, it says Toronto home sales hit lowest points in 9 years, but market shows sign of stabilizing. So all of these three major newspapers, Huffington Post, Globe and Mail, Toronto Star, Toronto Real Estate Board, they are saying one thing, that the market is stabilizing, right? So stabilizing is a huge word. But what about your particular neighborhood? Coming down to the main argument about your regional market update. So Toronto Real Estate Market Watch, April 2018, what is relevant or what is not relevant. So a poll was conducted by Ipsos that on behalf of Toronto Real Estate Board, and that tells that great majority of buyers are purchasing a home within which to live. So that means investors have gone down in purchases, right? Once we are past the current policy-based volatility. So policy-based volatility was fair housing plan came in, residential tenancy laws changed, mortgage rules changed, qualifying criteria has changed, interest are on the rise. So all these things basically they are policy-based decisions. So it is the volatility based on these particular the political decisions that homeowners should expect to see a resumption of moderate and sustained pace of price growth. Once all this volatility is absorbed, that's what we are talking about. So when the volatility is absorbed, and definitely people are going to see things in a different perspective, right? So you agree with me on this? Because right now we are still reeling under the same scenario where we still cannot forget April last year, where people were getting $100,000 over asking, $200,000 over asking. But let me tell you here that the scenario has totally changed, right? The rightness is not going to prevail here. So moving forward on this, if you look at that, what is relevant, because this is Toronto Real Estate Market Watch for 2018 April. A strong and diverse labor market and continued population growth based on immigration should continue to underpin long-term house price appreciation. So we are all good as far as we're talking new immigrants coming into the province, and at the same time people absorbing those political based decisions, right? Effect of that are still there. So moving forward, I ran the slide faster. So if I show you this slide basically is for region of Peel, April 2018 market was snapshot for the month of April. So looking at this, you will see that it has different kind of house types, details, semis, condo, townhouse, condo apartments. So this is a tabular form, but we're talking mainly about details and semis. We can add condo, townhouse and apartments as well. So I'm just saying it. I'm not biased against those property types. I'm just trying to shrink as much information I can in this small live broadcast. But if you need some specific information, I am always here to talk in detail about your specific market area. So if you look at the detached houses in region of Peel, you will see the average price was $938,529. So now if you recall, Greater Toronto area overall average price was 804,000 something, right? So this is how I tell you that there is always difference between global data and localized data. So go with the localized data because this is where you live in, right? Now, so new listings were 1,645 in the month of April. And the next column, SNLR, a technical term, but it's the acronym which says sales to new listing ratio. So 1645 listings came in April. How many sold? 45.8%. Right? Reason could be many. Reason could be people are still pricing their homes as per April last year or a couple of months back when multiples were a kind of norm, when holding offer was kind of norm. But I think these 45.8% people, majority of those are those people who are understanding, who are taking in that market has changed and this is how they are going to move on. So it's not because of any other thing, it's just fear of people that they find it unable to reconcile to the actuality of the situation. People are still confused. They're still there in April last year. Well, things have changed. Honestly, if you want to sell now, you will be selling at current market prices because no prudent buyer is going to give you more money than everyone else is paying in this open market, right? So, but again, if you sell on current market price, you will be buying according to current market price. So the overall ratio of buying selling will always be constant. So for details in region of Peel, we have 2.4 months of inventory. And average sale price to list price was 97.7%. And it takes nearly 1 month to sell a home. So which is average days on market is 21 days, right? So this is detached. And if you look at the corresponding data for semi-detached houses, you will see that there are 467 new listings for semi-detached home in region of Peel, 3 municipalities I'm talking about, and average price those people got was $664,639, right? So and the price those semi got was way more in percentage from the detached percentage, where detached were selling at 97.7%, semis are selling at 99.4%. And if you look at that, the sales to new listing ratio is slightly higher, 55%, right? And if you keep scrolling down, you will see that in this scenario, the highest sales to new listing ratio is for condominium apartment, which is 68.4% in region of Peel. More people are selling condominiums and taking advantage of the market condition, because for buyers who are still reeling under the same mindset of April, they think this is way better to have a condominium at this price, because as you saw those news reports from Globe and Mail, from Toronto Star, from Toronto Real Estate Board, and from Huffington Post, prices are stabilizing. So they are definitely going to go forward. They're going to go upward. I will show you in graphs later on. Okay? So any question about this thing here, feel free to give me a shout. 647-333-2273 after I end the broadcast. So moving here, So, so now we're talking about these are the sales of homes. So I just picked up details and semi that you saw in the previous chart here. Um, to refresh, this is the chart here: 938, 529, 664, 639. So I'm just going forward on this chart. So these are the sold statistics from January, February, March, April 2018, and I have shown M by M change, which is month over month change. So if you look closely, you will see that in January details were 883, then it started moving upward all the way, slowed down a bit in March, and again went up to $938,529 for a detached home. This is the average selling price in overall Peel region. Does not apply to Brampton, does not apply to Mississauga, does not apply to Caledon. Those numbers may be totally different, but we are just talking region, right? So, and this shows 3% month over month change. This April is 3% higher than March. Remember what those media items said? A little percentage. I forgot. Let me rewind back to that slide. Give me 1 second. So this is this was, I guess, I'm flying it faster. So price down, so it says price is down 0.2% from March, but here what I'm saying it to you is prices went up to way more than they were before. You with me on this? Because these are statistics. They are not lies. They are not damn lies. So 3% increase in region of Peel home prices for details. And as far as semis were concerned, they are more or less constant. And if you see 3 months moving average, the chart is here. So it shows, the moving average shows a trend line, how the things are moving. It is based on last 3 month statistics, but the thing is, it gives a little grasp. The more the number of months in this moving average, the way more accurate statistics are. But I just wanted to go only for these 4 months. So this is moving average, and you will see the prices are appreciating. And that was for details. The chart on the left side for details, the chart on the right side is for semi. So you will agree with me that market in region of Peel is not bad at all, right? So now coming down to number of sales means how many houses sold. Remember they were saying 32% fall in number of sales. So here is details. January, February, March, April, month over month change in number of sales is up by 10%, and 3 months moving average is 617, right? So in semi details, the month over month change is 2%. I'm talking about the last 2 months, April and March. So 3 months moving average is shown here for details and semi detached homes. So I hope this data is useful for you to keep up a positive spirit. For all people living in region of Peel, market is really good, right? So now let's talk about month of inventory. So details and semi-details, you will see month of inventory is decreasing for details. From 3.6 in January, we are down to 2.4%. So what does that mean? That means the more buyers are buying houses. From 1.8 for semis, it has come down to 1.4%. That is awesome. So this is a graphical representation of the same data that you're looking upward. So how do you think it is so far? Well, whenever you watch this video, I would really appreciate your feedback on the type of content I'm providing, and is that helpful to you or not, right? So new listings. So new listings are increasing every month. January to April 1645, semi details are there. So inventory is pouring in. People are bringing in the house in the market, but guess what? They are still priced at the same level with the same old mindset. That's how you see 43% sales, right? Because people are still unsure of where they should price their home. And it is true, every home seller now is trying if he can get higher price, right? So it was same situation in April last year when people didn't know where to list their house at. The same situation is now. They don't understand where to list the house at. There are no statistics, there are no real data that can tell people this is the right price. So some people err on the lower side, which is never bad sometimes, but sometimes it backfires. Every situation is unique at a unique level, right? So this is active listing. Active listing are all listings available at the end of a month. So you will see active listings are on the rise. 1263 in January all the way up to 1797. So what happens, the houses that didn't sell last month, they add on to the new listing for the other next month, and this keeps on adding up. And if the number of sales percentage, that is sales to new listing ratio, keeps down, then this number keeps going up, right? Which is not the right thing to happen. But anyways, because it will take some time. Like, remember, they're saying as the policy based volatility is absorbed, this is when the house price will start rising again. People will understand that this is how they will be buying. So the same representation in the graph there for people who are more visual. So sales to new listing ratio, you will see from January to April, for details have risen a little much, but yeah, close to I would say 2.8% from January, and 2 point something from February, and more or less constant with March, right? So, but in case of semi details, we are seeing a decline of sales to new listing ratio. Maybe people were successful in selling at a higher price in January, but it started declining, and you see in March it again went up, right? So this is all the information, guys, which I honestly believe you should consider when making a decision in region of Peel if you're buying or selling your home. Because do not go by broad statistics, because broad statistics are not going to help you in any way. So, well, this is Paul Chima, sales representative with Remax West Realty, Toronto, Canada. If you need any help about selling your home or buying your home, give me a call. You can go to my fancy website, which is gtahomegenie.com, and wish your dream home there. Thank you very much for your time. Hope this was useful.